Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Monique here for anybody who is new, and if you are not new, thank you so much for coming back for another video. It really means a lot to me. I know I haven't posted in a very long time. I've just been extremely busy with work, which I'm going to tell you more about as we get into the video, and that just kind of put like a damper on me filming. I have not really had the motivation to film, but here I am. 4-day weekend. I'm gonna try to get as many videos filmed as possible for you guys and have them ready. If you want to see how I did this very simple and natural makeup look and learn about what I do at work, then just keep on watching. So let's just jump right into the video so I can stop looking so crazy. Next, I'm going to go in and moisturize my skin with the Pond's just regular moisturizer, and this is for normal to oily skin. I just take a little bit, well, maybe a little bit more than that. I've been using a new technique for when putting on my moisturizer, and I've just been patting it in, and I always used to think people were dramatic by doing this. I'm like, why do you need to pat in your moisturizer? Like, just put it on like a normal person. But I've actually seen some improvements in my skin with patting it in, maybe because it's like less irritation, less rubbing around, but patting my moisturizer in has not only helped like clear some of the acne that I was getting back because I haven't been to the dermatologist in a while, it's also kept my skin very smooth, and I feel like the more I rub on my skin, the more irritated it gets, so it gets more bumpy, and then when it gets more bumpy, I get acne. So patting it in, just try it. It might make a difference for you guys too. Okay, now that my skin and lips are all moisturized, I'm going to go in and do my brows. Not much has changed with my brows. I'm still using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I did change the color. I'm now using medium brown with the same ratchet brush that I was using before. If you're not familiar with why I moved to LA or like what my field is in, what I went to school for, I went to school for apparel merchandising and design with an emphasis in product development. And I am currently working in a product development position right now for a luxury outerwear lifestyle brand. So product development is a lot of different things. If you don't know much about the apparel industry, it's not this glamorous, like I'm not going to runway shows or anything like that. I work in a headquarters. It's not a very corporate environment. It's a smaller company, but I work in a headquarters and I work alongside design and technical design. And by doing that, basically my job is to wrangle everything together to develop the product, literally product development. Okay, anyways, I work alongside, I forgot to mention, I work alongside design, production, and technical design, and we all work together very closely to produce a garment. Okay, so design creates a vision. They put together a line sheet of things that they would like to put into the line. On there, let's just use, for example, fall. It'll have all the ski garments that we want to do, sweaters, accessories, literally everything that they want to put into the line. They'll sit down with me, product development, and they will go over the kind of fabrics they want for that line. They're thinking like, okay, this is a ski garment, we want it to be waterproof, we want to seam tape it, we want zippers, buttons, and they kind of give me the idea. I will then take that idea and go source fabrics and trims. And when I go and source, we have a fabric library and a trim library in our headquarters, so I will just like go to the back, take a lot of time sifting through every single fabric to see what I think fits for that garment. I will then get a little rack together and present that to design and see if they like it. They'll go through all of what I found. I'll kind of present to them like, I think this works best for this garment, this one's waterproof, this one's not, and we work from there. So that is my favorite part of the job, is sourcing the fabrics. And I never thought that I was going to like that part in school. In school, they're always like, oh, okay, some people do sourcing as a career. And I was like, okay, well, that sounds boring. Like, nothing of that sounded like fun. But I love working with all of the materials. I love looking for fabrics. I love looking for buttons. I love looking for zippers. Like, that to me is so much fun. And just like picking all the parts that go together in a garment is just so much fun for me. Like, I love watching the garment come to life. So then once we get further into the season, once we have the fabrics, then design will give me a sketch. They sit down with technical design, product development, myself, and design all sits together for a handoff, and they have their sketches ready. They give me a little bit more requirements in terms of trim. They're like, I want a 32 line, which is the size of a button, at the center front placket. So like going down the center front, and they'll say whether they want it black, silver, faux horn, different things like that. If we have it, great. I don't have to do much work. If we don't have it, it's again my job to go find it with the help of design. In the company that I'm working for right now, design does do some of the development for that as well. But it just depends what we want. It depends who has time for what. And then we go into the trim sourcing part of it. Trims can be anything. Oh, I'm forgetting to tell you guys what I'm using. I'm using the new Fenty Beauty concealer. Why isn't this focusing? The new Fenty Beauty concealer, and I'm using the color 310. I also forgot to mention what color I'm using in this, and it's 312 golden doré, golden something. I'll link it down below. So that is what happens. So like I was saying, trims can be anything from buttons, zippers, draw cord stoppers. There are so many things that go into a garment that we all have to work together and find. So we find everything. I then go make a bill of materials, or shorter is called the BOM. The BOMs take a lot of time, especially when you are doing between 50 and 70 plus of them by yourself. I will then load all of those materials into that BOM line by line, starting with the fabric down to trims. I list every single trim, very, very detailed. Then it goes into labels, and then down to packaging, which is the final component of the bill of materials. And that is putting all, down to the silica packet in the garment, or in the poly bag. So it's very, very tedious, but I love it because I just love watching the garments come together. I'm letting this concealer sit for a minute to get it like kind of tacky, and by doing that, it's easier to blend and it doesn't like come on the sponge as much. So yes, there's that. I would say product development is extremely tedious because we're kind of like the heart of the whole entire garment. We're putting it together, we're making it into the garment, we're bringing it to life, and everything goes through us. So it's my job changes every single day. It's a little stressful, sometimes a lot stressful, but it's like non-stop, and I really like the it's super fast paced, and I really like that. So once the bill of materials are made for all the styles, I then send those out to the factory. And I'm not only sending the bill of materials, I'm sending the tech pack. So that includes the sketches, the bill of materials, the specs of everything, that technical design inputs. It has everything the factory will need to make that garment. I send that out to them, and we wait approximately a month for them to come back with the first protos. Once the first protos come in, they all come to me. I then review the garment, I make sure all the trims are correct, the fabric is correct, and I log that information into our PLM system. So that's just a very like broad overview of what product development is. It's very collaborative. I'm working with everybody on my team at all times, every single day. Like, it's even hard to keep headphones in my ears sometimes because I'm just like talking to everybody nonstop about what's happening. Every day new problems arise. It's very, every day is just so different, and you don't really realize how much it takes to put, like, to make a garment. And it really makes me realize why some garments are so expensive. I should have asked you guys like questions. I can do another one if you guys have questions. I'll put on my Instagram story after you guys see this, because I'm not the best at explaining things, so I could have missed a lot, or you guys still might be left with questions. I'm trying to think of like, I don't want to bore you guys with every single thing. Like, I go into work, I look at my emails, like things like that. Contouring my nose, of course. I'm trying to think of different things you guys, oh, trade shows. So I get to go, I don't go very often, but my position allows me to go to different trade shows around the country. So when I first started at this company, I went to Outdoor Retailer. Some of you guys probably saw that on my Instagram or Facebook, that I went to Denver with my boss at the time, and we went to that trade show to source different fabrics, to find different technologies to put into the garment, like different little things, just to get inspiration on what we could be using, see what our competitors are using. It's just research. Our kind of research is going to trade shows. I've also gone on like shopping trips. It sounds like fun. It is fun, but it's just a lot of work. Like going into different stores, kind of undercover, seeing what people are doing, trying different things on to take photos of, like, you know, just, it's kind of like going to the trade shows. You're just kind of keeping your eye out for new developments, new technologies, new trims people are using, just gaining inspiration to better your garment. And it's not a bad thing. Everybody does it. Every brand does it. Everybody has to go and gain inspiration from somewhere, or else there's going to be no garment. Whether you're using Pinterest or going to the physical store or just like perusing online, you're getting your inspiration from somewhere. So it's not a bad thing to go into these stores and look around. I'm just taking this e.l.f. eyeliner into my bottom waterline. I would say, to give you guys advice if you want to work in the fashion industry, I would say getting an internship is the biggest thing, like the best thing you could do is to have 1 or 2 or 3 multiple internships. You kind of get a feel of how people work and how like work environments are run. Whether or not you're doing a lot, you're doing a little, you still have time to observe. And I feel like observing is like the best thing you can do. Observing and asking questions are the two big things about having an internship. You're also gaining connections. Like, you're building your LinkedIn profile, you're building your connection, you're getting new references on your resume. So that, you know, get an internship. You do not have to live in a big city to do what I do. You can live anywhere within reason and do product development. You can live in Chicago, you can live in Kansas City, you could live in New York, you could live in Columbus, Ohio. You could also work and live in smaller companies that have like furniture stores. Everybody needs product development, whether it's for clothing, furniture, car companies. Like, everybody needs somebody to develop a product. So don't feel like you have to live in LA or New York to get this type of experience. Highlighter. I always use this one. This one's Hustla Baby, and I just use my finger and apply it to the tip of my nose as well as right here. I'm not putting mascara on my top lashes because I have lash extensions, if you can't tell. They're a little ratchet right now. I need to get them done, but I will do my hair. Don't worry. Okay, I am back with my hair done. This is day 2 hair, Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around to the end if you did make it this far. I know this was a super long video. I'm gonna have to like edit it a lot because I'm pretty sure I've been sitting here for like 45 minutes and I don't know if you guys are gonna want to listen that long about what I do at work. So I will do my best to shorten this video. I hope I did get this video short for you guys. But again, with that being said, thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. If this isn't what you wanted and you wanted different things about my job, comment questions down below. After this video is live, I'll probably wait a few days and then put a poll on my Instagram stories on like what questions you guys still have. So in the future I could do another video to kind of, I don't know, inform you guys better about maybe other questions that you have about my job. So thank you guys so much again for coming back to another video. I will be back next week, I promise, with another video, so just stick around and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.